let's see how World Sport Betting has stacked these fighters up, and let's see what kind of parlays people can put together. Now, starting at the top, Roos versus Sekeletu. Now, we spoke about these two fighters. The odds say, and the odds kind of agree with you guys, with all of us, the odds say that Sekeletu is the favorite.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the odds? Now, you said that this is how you also feel. Are you surprised that the odds capture the sentiment that you guys have? Jaden, this comes to you. Sorry, Jaden, starting with you. Are you surprised that
Um,
the odds reflect what you guys said?
well, no, I mean, because I think everybody usually will bet on the underdog. It makes things more interesting, and I mean, we've seen it time and time again that that is a reasonable option to choose. And I think everybody is hoping for it to happen to have a takeover. I think that's
Ooh, it's time for the takeover. Aki, how are
Yeah.
you feeling about that? Because Rudy's the champion, and when you're the underdog as a champion, it usually says a lot.
Yeah, yeah, because like I said, man, Rudy's a punching bag, and Ken is a KO specialist. He knocks people out. So I think the odds. I think I would have Rudy as I think 2.5 underdog, man, because he's he's gonna like stand and he's gonna take the punches. He's gonna want to hug once he feels Ken's power. But like I said, Ken Ken has like so much talent behind him. It's just, yeah, he's too strong, man. He's just too strong.
100%. Now, look, I agree with the odds. They should be that close because when you have a hugging specialist, unfortunately, at the end of the day, they have a very close chance of actually winning the fight,
Winning.
which we saw in December. So
Yeah.
I agree with these odds, but I agree that Ken Sekeletu is likely to take this fight. Let's see what happens. Now, the next fight is Zwane versus Oosthuizen. I didn't expect this, but Oosthuizen is the favorite in this fight, not Zwane, even though we saw the performance that Zwane just put in against Roots. Achi, your thoughts?
Um, I would say that's that's World Sports Betting's loss because like I'm trying to make money off of that fight, so I'm definitely picking Zwane. So I'll take their money gladly. Thank you. Um, yeah, it's a weird dynamic because like Ayanda Zwane proved himself. He proved himself to be like a person who has heart and who can go the distance and can pull something out of the fire. Yes, he didn't. He came out second best, but he's just that great. He is that great. So yeah.
for me. I do see why the odds are a more secure option for anyone wanting to bet on this because, unfortunately, as much as everybody loves Ayanda, Billy Westhuizen is currently running on more wins and a lot more finishes. So I do feel like that is a very secure option to go for. But obviously, I train with Ayanda. Ayanda is one of my training partners. So yeah, can I be a little bit biased and just hope for the best here?
Very interesting point, though, that you make about Billy being on a longer win streak than Ayanda. Very, very interesting point. Look, those odds, I think I'll go with Achi on this one. Those odds, let's take their money. I think Ayanda might just have enough, even though he is on a longer losing streak. So, yeah, I'm going with Ayanda Zwane in this one. Then the next fight we have is Hanru Botha. He is back in the hex. He is fighting Kaleka Block Kabanda. Odds are saying Botha, but not by much. How are you guys feeling about the odds split? Should it be close? Should it not be further? 7-5 versus 6-8. Achi, let's start with you.
Yeah. So I would say yeah. I don't know these guys. I don't know these guys. So I'm just gonna say it is what it is. I'll parlay. I'll just shoe in a lucky parlay and see where I land. But like, yeah, don't know these guys, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
Jaden, how about you? How are you feeling about how close these are?
They're both very skilled fighters. They've both been around for quite some time. But to come on to Kaleka Kabanda's performance against Iga Cabeza, that was definitely not the block that we know. Unfortunately to say, it was a letdown, and I was expecting more from somebody with that reputation. And Hanru, I think he came back last year as well, and he did really well. So I can see that the odds are, they are supposed to be close. They're both experienced. So I wouldn't really be able to say which is which and how they'd win or who would win, because it's a very even matchup. So
Whew. Look, like you said, the odds show a very even matchup. But in this one, I'm gonna go with Block. Why? Because he's been more active. Hanru just came back off like a 9 year hiatus from fighting. Yes, he did do well in his first fight. He is from Team CIT, but Block lost to Patrick Ocheme, Igor Cabeza. I mean, he's also lost to Conrad Siabi, Martin van Staden, Popanga Treso twice. So if you look at his record, all those losses, we can sort of see why. So I'm gonna go against the odds in this one. I'm gonna go with Kaleka Block Kabanda. Then the next fight is Lucky Magekha versus Musa Sethwape. The odds are saying Sethwape has no chance at all. No chance at all. He's gonna be wiped. Magekha is gonna wipe the floor with him. How do you feel about this one, Jaden? It's a complete blowout as far as the odds go. Will it be closer?
to be honest, I haven't seen much of Musa lately. But I mean, he's gone toe to toe with people like Shannon much more than once, as we all know. So, to be honest with you, I feel like the odds are kind of ridiculous at this point. I feel like he does stand a much better chance since he has a lot more experience over Magekha. Magekha is still new. He's still getting into it. He hasn't been pro for, I think, more than 2 years, whereas, I mean, Sethwape has how many more years on him already? Sethwape is how much older than him already? So I don't know. It's a very even matchup, as I say, skill-wise, size-wise, especially height-wise. All of that is very similar. So to break it down, I want to say lucky because I know his fuel tank might take him a little bit further, but I would not sleep on Musa's technique and skill.
Yeah, these are very interesting odds. Do not sleep on Musa's technique and skill. But I will go with Lucky Magekha in this one. I think he just has that international edge right now. Like you said, the age, the determination, all of that. So definitely with Lucky. The next fight, Diego Bandu versus Mouhamed Ba. 2-0 versus 4-2. The odds are giving it to Bandu. How do you feel about this one, Jaden?
For me, I can see why Bandu is the favorite. I mean, he's number one from our country. He trains here with us. And then we have an outsider coming. I mean, it's very easy to look out upon an outsider. We do not want our guys to lose. We want Africa to be top. So I can see why the odds are like that. And coming from such a high level gem, Bandu, absolutely. And that crazy knockout the last time, I mean, it is a no brainer. But we cannot also just throw away the idea of international talent coming in from Senegal completely, and we end up with a brand new champion. I mean, we've seen that how many times with outsiders that come in, Juliet, Zakir, all these guys are coming in from different places, different nationalities and cultures, and they are showing us that our standards in certain of the weight divisions are falling behind. And from what I know, he's a K1 specialist, more of a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Haven't
Yeah.
seen anything of his ground, but I mean, stand up and stand up. We're going to have an entertaining fight either way.
Achi, do you feel that Bandu is that much better than his opponent who's debuting in the EFC?
UFC. So yeah, man. Come on, man. Bandu's training out of CIT. You know, like the best, probably the best gym currently in Africa. You know, one of the best gyms probably in the world. Because like, look what they've done so far. And you know, Coach Mornay has like this way of just pulling something out of his fighters that no other coach seem to can do. So I'm obviously looking for Bandu to continue his win streak and just blaze a trail more CIT fighters going into the UFC. So Bandu over Bar any day. I'll take that. I'll take their money again.
Yes, 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 yes. On this one, all I can say is yes, yes, yes. Take their money because I don't see Bandu losing. If I look at Mouhamed Ba, like you said, Jaden, he is more of a stand-up. K1, he's got a boxing background. The one fight he won was due to injury to his opponent. The second one, interestingly enough, was by submission. So maybe he does have some ground game. He's got a rear naked choke in the third round. So maybe stylistically, him and Diego go to the ground, and we know Team CIT is good on the ground. So I think it's going to be an interesting fight. And like I said, these middleweight guys swing for the fences. It's so scary. Now that's the main card. Those are the odds for the main card. If you want to make a good parlay, I would put in Kaleka block Kabanda. Musa is not worth the risk.
No,
I don't see
don't
Diego
you dare.
losing, and Ayanda Zwane. Those would, and then if you're feeling risky, take Roedie Roets on that, and you'll about triple your money. Unfortunately, World Sport Betting didn't give us any parlays this week. So World Sport Betting, please, one, sponsor our show. Two, give us more parlays. Luke, Rickus, we want to see them. The people need to see them. So please